the Last Supper, Yahusha did not say, I'm canceling the covenant. He didn't say, I'm replacing Torah, and he didn't say, I'm starting something unrelated to what came before. He said, this is the new covenant in my blood. And the problem is, most people hear new and assume something different. And that assumption doesn't come from Scripture, it comes from later theology. The phrase new covenant didn't originate at the Last Supper. It comes straight from Jeremiah chapter 31. Go read it. Yahuwah says he will make a new covenant, and then he defines exactly what that means. Not a new law, not a relaxed standard, not grace instead of obedience. He says, I will put my Torah within them. I will write it on their hearts. Same instruction, different location. The issue was never the covenant terms. The issue was the human heart. That's why Yahusha didn't amend the covenant, he ratified it. Covenants in Scripture are always sealed with blood. Sinai had blood. Exodus 24. The people broke the covenant almost immediately. The Last Supper had blood, not to replace Sinai, but to restore the covenant after breach. Same covenant pattern, different moment in history. If Yahusha intended to abolish Torah, he would have said so. Instead, he said, not one jot or stroke will pass away until heaven and earth pass. Last time I checked, you're still standing on earth. This is why Yahusha never lowered the standard, he intensified it. He didn't say, you don't need to keep the commandments. He said, if you love me, keep them. The new covenant is not lawlessness, it's internal allegiance. The law didn't disappear, it moved. From stone to heart, from external enforcement to internal loyalty, from identity by birth to identity by covenant faithfulness. That's what changed. So yes, Yahusha called it a new covenant, new in administration, new in power, and new in access, not new in instruction. If someone tells you the new covenant means Torah is gone, they haven't read Jeremiah, they haven't read Yahusha, and they haven't read the covenant language of Scripture. And if this just shifted something for you, understand this. What I'm teaching isn't a denomination. It's not Hebrew roots. It's not Christianity repackaged. It's covenant architecture. And in my course, I walk through this step by step. How covenant actually works, why Yahusha said what he said, where the church went off the rails, and how to read Scripture without importing modern theology into ancient texts. No hype, no emotional manipulation, no shortcuts. Just structure, source text, and clarity. If you're tired of slogans, if you're tired of debates that go nowhere, and if you want to understand Scripture the way that it was written to function, the link is on my site. And if this framework isn't for you, that's fine. But if it is, you'll know. Because once you see the covenant clearly, you can't unsee it.